show. You were one-on-one with Wes the Sports Guy here on YouTube and online all the time at westhesportsguy.com. Make sure you bookmark that site. Again, it is westhesportsguy.com. If you want to get all the social media links, podcast link, you also get the NFL previews, which will be posted there this coming week with the NFL season starting back up. And you also have the NBA playoffs, NHL, Stanley Cup playoffs, MLB postseason's just around the corner. I strongly cannot encourage you enough to bookmark that site, westhesportsguy.com. Lots of stuff is coming down the pipe as we speak. Make sure you subscribe, hit that bell to be notified when all the new videos are posted here on this channel as well, here at youtube.com. Getting right into it, it is time for a playoff update.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I just hope we can win a game.
In the NBA, we have one conference set with their finals. The Eastern Conference specifically, the Boston Celtics will be facing off against the Miami Heat in the Eastern Conference Finals this season. Did you have that at the beginning of the season? I know I didn't, but Boston doesn't surprise me. Miami, the way they dispatched the Milwaukee Bucks, surprised me and a lot of people as well in the NBA. With those two teams going out in the Eastern Conference, that should bode to be a good, solid matchup as we get closer and closer to the NBA Finals and we crown a champion in the NBA season. And in the Western Conference, the Lakers are just about to get rid of the Houston Rockets that will be playing in Game 5 as of today. Lakers are ahead in that series 3-1 against the Houston Rockets, and the Los Angeles Clippers and the Denver Nuggets are still going at it to a Game 6 with the Clippers ahead 3-2 in that series. In the NHL, we have the Eastern Conference Finals with the Tampa Bay Lightning and the New York Islanders. The Islanders just won the last game, Game 3. To bring it a little bit closer now, it's 2-1 in advantage of the Tampa Bay Lightning. In the Western Conference, the Dallas Stars and the Vegas Golden Knights going at it with the Dallas Stars ahead 2-1 in that series. They just won the last game, Game 3. They will be playing tonight in Game 4. Time for my feel-good story of the week, and simply put, football is back.
Hello? But they are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
Cannot play with them. Cannot win with them. Cannot coach with them. Can't do it.
Now, I could go on about the good things that are going to come with what is going to be a pretty competitive NFL season. We really have a few contenders to speak of, 4 to 6 at least. And really, with the beauty of the NFL lately is that pretty much anybody and almost anybody has a chance to be a contender and really vie for the Super Bowl title. That's what makes the sport so popular. That's what makes it even more popular than, America's pastime with Major League Baseball. And the NBA being as reclusive as it is, being more about the China Bucks than anything else lately in the last few seasons, including this season with the way things went down in the beginning of it with Free Hong Kong and all that stuff. But looking at how the conversations devolved into what the NFL is planning on doing to start the season with the activism that they have been supporting going into the training camps and now going into the regular season with the social justice messages, you can call that, going into week 1. I know a lot of people have voiced their opinions about what you should or should not do going into the NFL season. I am simply here to say, you all do what's best for you. It's just that simple. If you're trying to convince somebody that they should do what you yourself are going to do, you're not winning the argument. You've already lost an argument. Why even have an argument to begin with? If you decided you're not going to watch based off of X, Y, or Z, that is your decision. I respect your decision to do what is best for you. If you decide you're going to walk away from watching it after decades plus, that is your decision. Am I going to walk away from watching the NFL after pretty much my entire life of watching it, especially the way that we watch football nowadays with the red zone where it's constantly just action-packed for about 10 hours of your Sunday? It's going to be very hard for me to walk away from that. And that's just me. If you are able to walk away from that, that is your choice. I am not here to convince you otherwise. If you are leaving based off of anthem protests and all that stuff that's been going on the last few years now, that is your prerogative. I'm not a fan of that stuff either, but there's also another way to get around that stuff. It's called the mute button. It's also called, you change the channel. If you do not have red zone or anything like that, change the channel. Hit the mute button. Very simple steps you can go about avoiding things like that if you really can't watch it, even for a few seconds or a minute of the broadcast, whatever they end up doing. Some of it is for the good. There are a few NFL players that have actually answered my question. Who's going to speak up for those that have not been highly publicized, that have been victims of the ongoing violence that's been happening this entire summer in the United States? Few players to speak of. Tyler Eifert, he's speaking up for David Dorn, the slain former police officer in St. Louis, Missouri. You also have Dwayne Haskins, the quarterback of I know they're not calling themselves this, but until you officially change your name, the Washington Redskins, Dwayne Haskins, their quarterback, is speaking up for a young victim of gun violence this coming NFL season. I respect those two players for answering a legitimate, genuine question of mine. Who will speak up for those victims? And those are two examples I can give you. Now, everybody has their own message. You can go about it the way is best fit for you. The NFL is allowing you to do that. That's fine. I have nothing against you for speaking for other victims as well. That's perfectly fine. But when it comes to trying to have this weird conversation, discussion, whatever you want to call it, which ends up divulging into a weird argument about you should or should not watch based off of my reasoning. No, that should not be any part of this discussion whatsoever. If you want to watch, that's fine. If you don't want to watch, that's fine also. I'm not here to convince you otherwise. I'm here to celebrate the fact that the NFL is back after everything that's been happening this entire year. It's good to have something that we can maybe unite on, maybe cheer on. Hey, our team's playing again. Let's see if they can win a Super Bowl this year. Hey, by the way, our team's looking a lot better this year. Maybe they can go surprise people and get into the playoffs.
Playoffs?
A lot of stuff has happened. I can't go in, I could go into great detail about it, but the point being is this. You don't need to divulge what you will decide to do and make it into an argument that will make it very uncomfortable around a Thanksgiving table, a Christmas gathering, whatever the case may be. You're going to have those gatherings at some point this year, later on down the road. Halloween, trick-or-treating. You're going to go trick-or-treating with your nieces, nephews, your kids, grandkids, and you're still going to hold these grudges about weird discussions about whether or not you should or shouldn't have watched football this year. More important things are going on right now. This is on the back burner, obviously. You're watching this for sports. I appreciate that. Make sure you subscribe and hit that bell. But going forward, we don't need to have these weird discussions that turn into arguments on social media about somebody not agreeing with another's opinion when the power is with you this entire time. It's called the remote. You do what's best for you, and I'll leave you to it. I'll be watching football. I'll be giving you updates. WestonSportsGuy.com. Bookmark that site. So that's your feel-good story for this week. Thank you for tuning in. Make sure you subscribe again. As I said, subscribe, hit that bell to get notified when new videos are posted on this channel. Bookmark WestonSportsGuy.com. Follow all those social media links there at that website, and I will see you next time.